Maya was quietly cleaning the lobby late at night in the glass-walled office building of Atlas Global Corporation, located in Seattle's busy downtown. Most employees hardly noticed the cleaning staff. They moved quietly through the halls after hours, pushing carts, emptying trash bins, and wiping surfaces. They blended into the background, much like soft background music. One crisp Tuesday morning, James Donovan, the company's CEO, was heading from the parking garage toward the 20th floor. As he walked past the lobby, a sudden sound caught his attention. A woman speaking fluidly in a language he hadn't heard in years. It was Russian, clear and natural. What surprised him more was the speaker herself. A woman in a faded blue janitorial uniform, her hair tied back, standing beside the digital directory, calmly explaining directions to an elderly visitor who looked both confused and relieved. James recognized her from passing by during late shifts. She was always polite, but kept to herself, never drawing attention. He never knew her name. Yet here, she was effortlessly switching between Russian, then turning to speak perfect Spanish to a delivery man holding a clipboard. Then, without missing a beat, she greeted a vendor nearby in French, correcting mislabeled boxes with a soft smile. James felt a pang of guilt. He had spent over 25 years managing international business and hiring expensive translators. Yet this woman, who scrubbed floors just a few levels below, spoke more languages than most of his staff combined. He stepped closer, clearing his throat. "Excuse me." Startled but composed, she turned toward him. "Yes, sir. That was Russian, right?" She nodded. "Yes, and Spanish, French, Arabic, Japanese, and a few others." He blinked. "You speak 6 languages fluently?" "No bragging," she said with a soft shrug. "Just fact." James smiled faintly. "What's your name?" "Lena Markov." "Lena, do you have a few minutes? I want to talk in my office." She hesitated, a brief flicker of surprise crossing her face. Then she nodded. Inside the elevator, she spoke quietly. "I've worked here for 10 years. Never expected to be invited upstairs." James chuckled softly. You might be surprised how quickly things can change. Her new office smelled of polished wood and fresh coffee, a stark contrast to the cold, hard floors she usually cleaned. She looked around, eyes steady and curious but unimpressed. James sat across from her. "Lena, I didn't expect this conversation today. I heard you switching languages like it was nothing. How does someone with your skills end up cleaning floors?" She took a deep breath. "Life isn't easy. I studied linguistics at a local college, but when my father fell ill, I had to drop out to help. Then my mother passed away a year later. I had a young daughter and no one else to care for her. So I took any job I could find, supermarkets, nursing homes, finally here." She paused, then continued, "But I never stopped learning. I borrow books, listen to foreign radio, watch news channels in different languages. It's what keeps me going." James listened without interrupting, feeling the weight of her story settle heavily on him. She looked down for a moment, then back up. Most people don't ask. They see the uniform and just assume. James leaned forward. "Have you ever wanted something else? A different life?" Lena smiled faintly. "Sometimes, but dreams don't pay bills." That day, James couldn't shake the thought of Lena. Hours later, he returned to the lower levels, finding her restocking cleaning supplies. "Mind if I bother you again?" She glanced up, surprised. "There's a meeting with a group from the Moscow office. Their translator canceled last minute. Can you help?" Lena smiled. "Russian?" "Yes, I can." Minutes later, Lena was in the conference room, translating confidently. The stiff, tense room softened immediately as she worked. When one executive cracked a joke in Russian, Lena responded with humor, breaking the ice completely. Afterward, the executives praised her. "She's better than anyone we've had," one said. James caught up with her afterward. "Ever done professional translating before?" "Only informal stuff, hospitals, government offices. No certificates, no time for school. My daughter came first." "Where is she now?" "A nurse. Paid her way through school. Stubborn like her mother." They shared a smile. For a moment, they were just two people talking life, not CEO and janitor. Later, James offered Lena a new role, cultural liaison for global affairs, a position designed to harness her talents. She hesitated, unsure, worried about leaving her night shift duties and entering unfamiliar territory. But James promised they'd find someone to cover for her. Word spread quickly. Some employees were skeptical. Murmurs in the break room about how a cleaner got promoted over those with fancy degrees. But many were impressed as Lena proved her worth, fixing contract issues, smoothing communications, and handling foreign clients with ease. One day, during a tense meeting with partners from Morocco, Lena spoke in flawless Moroccan Arabic. The atmosphere changed. Respect and trust replaced the previous mistrust. James renamed the main training room after Lena, a quiet but powerful tribute. Yet challenges arose. A senior board member confronted Lena, questioning her qualifications. Lena answered firmly, "I don't need to be liked, but I need to be useful." And I am. Despite resistance, Lena thrived. She mentored interns, offered advice, and inspired others. One shy intern asked, "How did you learn all those languages?" "One word at a time," Lena said. "Just like you will." Months later, James launched a program inspired by Lena to find hidden talent within the company, especially among those in unseen roles. Lena spoke at industry conferences, reminding audiences that brilliance often hides where no one looks. A young man with tears told her, "My mom's a cleaner too. She speaks 5 languages. I used to be ashamed." "Never be ashamed," Lena said. "The only shame is ignoring the talent right in front of you." She left the building that day taller than ever, not because of a title or applause, but because she stayed true to herself. Lena's journey wasn't just about a promotion or a new job title. It was a vivid reminder that talent, intelligence, and determination don't wear uniforms or carry fancy resumes. They live inside people who often go unnoticed. Her story challenged every assumption about worth and potential, shining a light on the invisible talents hidden in plain sight. In many ways, Lena became a symbol, a living example that opportunity isn't just about degrees or status, but about recognizing the value within each person. Her rise from janitor to cultural liaison shattered outdated ideas about who belongs in leadership roles and who doesn't. She didn't need to change who she was to fit the mold. Instead, she invited the company to expand its view of what leadership could look like. The cultural liaison role she stepped into was more than a job. It was a bridge connecting diverse voices, languages, and perspectives that had long been overlooked. Through her, Atlas Global Corporation learned a vital lesson. Success is born when you tap into the full spectrum of your people's talents, especially those quiet, unseen strengths. And Lena didn't stop there. She nurtured others, sharing her story and encouraging those around her to believe in their own hidden abilities. She helped build a new kind of workplace culture, one that values persistence, lived experience, and passion as much as formal education. Her story is a call to action, for leaders to look beyond titles and uniforms, to listen carefully to every voice, and to create spaces where real potential can flourish. Because brilliance isn't always dressed in a suit or announced with fanfare. Sometimes it's quietly sweeping the floors, speaking 9 languages, and waiting for someone to see it. For anyone who has ever felt invisible or underestimated, Lena's journey is proof. Keep going. Your time will come, and when it does, don't be afraid to claim your seat at the table and bring others with you.